Here we are at the first step of the wizard's way, which is a path of self-knowledge. Why should we step onto the path? Why do we even need the wizard's way? The wizard is answering a need that everyone feels, although this need can get buried under many layers of disguise. This is the need for complete freedom and fulfillment. To be alive means winning the right to be who you want to be and do what you want to do. Wizards are simply those who have won that right, having achieved total freedom which is beyond boundaries. A disciple once went to a great master and said, "Why do I feel so bottled up inside, as if I want to explode?" The master looked at him and replied, "Because everyone feels that way. All of us want to expand in love and creativity and power and achievement, yet all of us feel we fall short. We lock ourselves up into our own self-made prisons. Some people, however, have broken out of the confines that make life so constricted, and these are the ones who have walked the wizard's way." A wizard isn't a magician or a sorcerer, but someone who will not accept that humans are limited in time and space. The wizard's voice needs to be brought back into daily life if we are going to break our time-bound limitations. And the first step is to learn the lesson that we are never limited, even though we seem to be. In other words, we first need to shift our perception. Your senses tell you that you live in a world of opposites, where good and evil, light and dark, pleasure and pain alternate. But Merlin informs Arthur that this persona disguises a deeper reality. Inside is an inner wizard that does not heed these opposites. It lives beyond boundaries, and therefore so do we, as Merlin is about to show us.
Like every wizard, Merlin's robe was embroidered all over with moons and stars, and the boy Arthur was very curious about that.
Have you been to the moon and stars? Is that why you wear them?
No, I have other reasons. Let me show you.
He took Arthur and sat him on a hilltop.
Now tell me the furthest thing you see.
I see the forest extending for miles until it reaches the horizon. That's as far as I can see.
And what is further than that?
The edge of the world, the sky, and the sun, I suppose.
And beyond that?
The stars, and then empty space extending to infinity.
Very good. Now follow me.
He led the boy to the stream where they often napped in the afternoon.
Now, what is the furthest thing you can see?
I can't see very far in deep woods like these, only to the last bend of the stream.
Arthur pointed about 100 yards off.
But you know that the stream runs to the sea, and the sea to the horizon.
Yes.
Then the horizon would give way to the edge of the world, the sky, the sun, the stars, and infinite empty space, just as before.
Yes.
Once more the wizard looked pleased and led his disciple into the crystal cave.
Now what is the furthest you can see?
It is dim, and all I can see are the walls of the cave. But before you ask me, I will agree that outside this cave are the forest, the hills, the horizon, the sky, sun, stars, and empty space.
Then mark well. No matter where you go, the same infinity extends in all directions. You are thus the center of the universe, no matter where you are.
That seems like a trick.
No. The trick is played by your senses, which fool you into believing that you are localized. In truth, every point in the cosmos is the same point, a focus for infinity in all directions. There is no here or there, no near or far. As the wizard sees it, there is only one everywhere and nowhere. Knowing this, you would wear moons and stars too. Were it not for the illusion of your senses, you would realize that the moon and stars are right here beside you.
When will I realize that?
When the turmoil of your soul settles. Only then will you see the heavens in your own being.
This lesson tells us not to trust our senses if we want to enter the wizard's world, because the inner wizard cannot be known without a shift of perception away from the material world. If we believe our senses, each of us is confined by the body we inhabit, and after experiencing life for a limited time, we will die. But the wizard represents that part of ourselves that is ageless and cannot die, that is pure life, pure spirit. Merlin says that space and time stretch infinitely in all directions, yet our rational minds slice up time and space-time into neat slices of experience. These neat slices enable you and me to move conveniently through the material world, but they disguise who we really are. Take a look at any object around you, or at a tree in the distance, or at a star. Your mind and senses create separations between you and that object. Yet quantum physics tells us that every single molecule in the universe is not an isolated lump of matter, but the focal point of an infinite energy field extending in all directions. Whatever appears to be isolated, in other words, is an illusion, because in actuality there is just a single continuous field without beginning and without end. That tree or chair or star is not out there separate from you. It is continuous with you in space-time, sharing your energy and therefore supporting you in an infinite web of existence. This web is made up of two things only: information and energy. Whether you are talking about a neuron firing inside your brain to produce a thought, or a quasar pulsing trillions of miles out in space, or a tiny speck of DNA sleeping inside an amoeba in some pond, all these manifestations are composed of information and energy. This is how the infinite field of the universe is knit together, and nothing is ever lost from that field. Our illusion that we have a separate existence is just that, an illusion. If Merlin is right, then why do we seem to be separate and isolated? What gives this illusion such a grip? Merlin goes on to answer from the perspective of the wizard's world.